All right, so solving an absolute value inequality. We're still talking absolute value is the number of spaces from 0. In this case, we have an inequality. Our goal is always to get the absolute value alone by itself first. This problem, it's already that way, and then we're going to think of a number line. So we're saying that the absolute value of 4v plus 10 has to be 6 spaces, has to be less than 6 spaces from 0. So the way that we solve these problems, at least the way I do it, is I have to think of what numbers are 6 spaces from 0. So I always think number line, so I start with the -6, and then I have the same symbol that I have. If I do it in other order, I do have to think of switching the inequality as well. I'm not very good at that. I forget steps, so I do it this way. So I think number line plus 10, and then the stuff inside. The other equation that I have to solve is 4v plus 10 could be less than 6. Okay, so I've got both of them thinking kind of in the number line. I have to solve each one of these to get the letter by itself, so I'm going to subtract 10. All right, so I have -16 is less than 4v. Finishing solving this one, I'm going to get divide by 4. Divide by 4, I have -4 is less than v. I don't have to switch any inequalities because I'm not dividing by a negative. So at -4, there is an open circle, and I know my v has to be bigger than that. So it's saying that my -4 is smaller than what my v is. So this is the smallest it's going to be. It's going to go this way if I was thinking of that. Now I have to solve the other one. So subtract 10. And I have 4v is less than -4. Divide both sides by v. And I have v is less than -1. So at -1, I have an open circle as well. And it's telling me that my v has to be smaller than that. So that's going this way. So in this case, we're actually in between the two. I could write my answer if I needed to. In interval notation, it will be a rounded bracket. I'm at -4, and my shading is going all the way to -1, and that's a square bracket, open circle as well. So it's a rounded parenthesis. I could also say that -4 is less than x is less than -1 because it's in between that. I can use the x's, the less thans. We do have another one to look at. So this case we have the absolute value of 6w minus 21 is greater than or equal to 9. So yet again, I start by thinking of the number line. So I need 9 spaces. So I could be at -9. It's greater than or equal to 6w minus 21. And then the other one is the stuff inside. 6w minus 21 is greater than or equal to, I could be at 9, to be 9 spaces away from 0. All right, solving each one of these one at a time. So I want the w by itself, so I'm going to add 21. And this will give me 12 is greater than or equal to 6w divided by 6. So I have 2 is greater than or equal to w. So I have 2, I have a closed circle at 2. And 2 is bigger than w. W is by the smaller part, so w goes this way. All right, solving this one, I'm going to add 21 to both sides. So 6w is greater than or equal to 30 divided by 6. So I get w is greater than or equal to 5. So at 5 I have an open circle, and w has to be bigger than that, so it is going that way. So my shading is going to go less than 2 and greater than 5. If I was writing this, because the smallest number has a greater than by it, I would put it as w is less than or equal to 2. There is a gap in my picture as well, and then or w is greater than or equal to 5. Interval notation, it is going from -infinity all the way to 2. 2 has got a closed circle. There's a gap there's a closed circle at 5, and it's going to infinity. So graphing isn't as bad as it could be. Remember, absolute value is number of spaces from 0. So I like to think of the number line rather than thinking of jumbling everything and moving that inequality. Can be done just the same. Just be careful.